Hi there, it's Mike here from Smart Life AV, and today we're looking at the Paradigm X12 subwoofer. Paradigm are a company that were established in 1982 in Canada. A lot of what they do is based around scientific research that they did in conjunction with the National Research Council of Canada. And those results basically said that 96% of people like the same type of sound, which was wide dispersion, a flat mid-range response, and low distortion. So all of their products are based around those principles. Now the X series is their flagship range in their box type of subwoofers. We also did a video on the V12 range, which is their entry-level box type subwoofer, so go have a watch if you haven't seen that. The X12 was also available in a wooden matte black finish. The front, as you can see, is a black mesh grill cloth with the signature Paradigm P in silver at the bottom. As soon as we take this off, you can see immediately that this is different to the V series, and that's because it uses Paradigm's patented technology, specifically active ridge technology known as Art Surround. What does that mean? Well, you see these bumps around the cone? That is the active ridge technology. It means that the driver is able to move a lot further in and out when it's energized. And that ultimately results in double the output in terms of volume with 50% less distortion, which is when you normally turn a bad speaker up, everything goes really fuzzy and becomes unclear. So with this technology, as you go louder, the clarity remains and doesn't get worse. So that is an amazing feat, and it's something that we can definitely hear out of this product. When we take it to the back, this thing is definitely extremely heavy. That cannot be stated more than I already have. But it features multiple inputs. Now, certain subwoofers will only feature an RCA input from, say, a traditional phono cable that you'd connect from an AV receiver. This range also features speaker level inputs, so you can connect the speaker level output straight into the sub. That is a feature that a lot of audiophiles enjoy having on their subwoofers. We have traditional manual volume control and your phase inversion switch. And we also have a slot for the wireless adapter. Now, a wireless adapter is really useful if you plan on putting this sub into a room where you cannot run a cable from the receiver to the subwoofer. The wireless adapter will provide approximately 10 to 20 meters range, line of sight, from the transmitter, which will be connected to the receiver, to the subwoofer. And that means you don't have to run the cable. Where this sub really performs well, in our opinion, are home cinema rooms, or rooms, living rooms set up to be really high quality with audio. A good sub can really transform how a room sounds, because bad quality bass is normally muddy, it's not very clear, it just rumbles and makes a lot of noise. A good quality bass is very crisp. As soon as a bass note hits, it plays a note and then it stops. You don't get that extended unnecessary wave that comes after when it's used. So if you imagine an explosion, the moment there's the explosion, the subwoofer makes the impact and then it stops. It doesn't. And that's what makes it a really good sub, because it keeps you immersed with the rest of the audio in a room. The other fantastic feature that the X series has, as well as some of the V series models, is Anthem room correction. One of the most understated features that this benefits from is Anthem room correction. Anthem are a sister company of Paradigm, and they make very high-end AV receivers, amplifiers, and electronic components. So Anthem room correction is basically you get a microphone with the subwoofer in the box. That microphone can then be used to take measurements of the room and how the sub is performing in that room. and then intelligently it will adjust how the sub is outputting different frequencies. So perhaps at a certain frequency your room starts to rattle. The sub would then drop that frequency down so the room doesn't rattle when that frequency is played during a film or when you're watching content. So Anthem room correction takes an already very high quality sub and steps it up even more. The other thing to note is how powerful the sub is. So on the spec sheet we have a dynamic peak of 1300 watts with an RMS of 650 watts. Dynamic peak is the value that you will see where the subwoofer, when it's playing at its maximum output, will hit 1300 watts. However, RMS is the better way to measure the output of a sub, because it's the most kind of average volume and output that sub is going to give for most of the frequencies and most of the time it's being used. So 650 watts with a Class D amplifier, that is significantly more powerful than the equivalent of the V12, which is rated at 250 watts dynamic with 120 watts RMS. So 650 watts, you can imagine that this sub performs well in small right up until large sized rooms. It has no problems filling a home cinema space, and it's got so much energy that it performs really well in those high intense action scenes where there is a lot of bass involved, to the point where you can feel the bass. So an incredible product from Paradigm. The other great feature it has is the app control. So let's say you want to watch a film at night, you can open the app and you can adjust the output volume off the sub for night mode, and you can have say for example different volumes when you're watching a movie versus when you listen to music, because you may want a bit more bass when you're listening to music, but you want the bass to be balanced when you're watching a movie. So you get lots of flexibility with this subwoofer. It's an absolutely incredible product, to the point that we have one in our own room because we believe it is that good. So if you're interested in having one of the best subwoofers on the market, then please get in touch via the normal means: email, website, or social media at SmartLifeAV. Thank you for watching.